Good morning, everyone. I just got through dropping off my friend Jerry at the airport. He's flying to Las Vegas today. Should be a fun weekend for him and his family. We got to talking about flying, and pretty much everybody that knows me knows I have an extremely bad fear of flying. It's not just your average fear of flying. It's severe anxiety, to the point where I had to get 6 or 7 Xanax pills for all my flights coming up, because I leave a week from right now. No, less than a week, a few days. And it's terrifying for me. And I thought about going to a fear of flying school, but I don't want to spend $300 for someone to reenact flying on a plane while I get scared again. I don't think that's going to help me. I think it's going to be some counseling or something. So I started thinking about what's caused this extreme fear in me, because I love to travel. But when I had some counseling once, the gal said to me, she thought it all started back in 1984, you guys. I was with a bunch of missionaries in El Salvador. We were headed to San Salvador, El Salvador, on a school bus. And we got visas into the country when we shouldn't have been allowed to, because there was a civil war going on. And there were a lot of militiamen up in the mountains and different places with guns and Rambo-style ammunition. And we got pulled over by some of them unexpectedly. This is no joke, you guys. This really happened. And there were maybe 18 or 20 of us, I'm thinking, on this school bus. And most of us were Americans and Canadians. And they lined us up along the school bus and paced back and forth, ready to gun us down. And I was like 19 at the time, and I thought, oh, nothing's ever going to happen to us. You know, when you're young like that, you think you're invincible. And I was trusting God, but they did not kill us, obviously. I'm here today, but it rewired my brain somehow, and I've got to untangle that, because it's given me an unhealthy fear for a lot of things in my life. The rest of that story is they got on the bus with us and took us up to their camp in the mountains just outside of San Salvador, to a building that had no ceiling. I could see the banana trees. There were picnic tables and chairs, and I just remember looking up going, oh God, please help us. And all I could see were these really cool banana trees. And for 2 or 3 hours, they sat there staring at us and interrogating us. I mean, we didn't know Spanish. We had one interpreter with us. They could have done anything. They could have raped us girls. And while the men sat there and had to watch, I mean, anything could have happened. They could have murdered us there. They finally let us go. It was a miracle. I know our angels, guardian angels, are watching over us, and God himself. It wasn't our time to go. They decided to release us, and we found out that they just wanted to mess with us. And one comment they made in Spanish was they wanted to look at the beautiful American women for a little while. Well, that wasn't funny. No, that wasn't funny at all. And it changed my life forever. We made it safely to San Salvador, where we stayed in a church protected by them. And I heard gunfire going off every night outside the windows. Slept on a church floor in my sleeping bag. I know I had my grandma back home praying for me. She told me later, I was throwing up in a bucket, worried about you every night, and I didn't realize what I had done to my grandmother too. But I always believed God would protect me. And he does protect us, but he also asks us to use wisdom to not go into dangerous places. So that is my reason for part of my irrational fears I have. When people say, what is your problem? Why are you afraid of flying? And why are you afraid of certain things? Why do you have anxiety? Well, I didn't wake up and just order it. I wasn't born with that. I have PTSD. People have traumatic events that happen in their life, and you need to give them grace and understanding, because there's going to be some things that they can't do because they've been traumatized. There's certain things that require medication and having someone with you so you can conquer your fears. So I thought I would share that story today, because sometimes I beat myself up thinking, why do I have this problem? And people make fun of me, and is there something wrong with me? Well, yeah, I was traumatized. I have Ptsd from almost being murdered. And a lot of people don't know that. So I wanted to share that story. And it doesn't help that we've had some airline problems, but I like to believe that my angels are still watching out for me, and that God is in control of everything happening in my life, and that it's not my time, not yet, to go. But I hope this story helps some of you out there. Somebody out there needed to hear this. So love you guys. Have a good day.